When it comes to Gen Z fashion, there really is no one size fits all group for these, I don't want to say kids, because I don't want to sound like that old, out of touch person, because they do whatever they want, whenever they want. Before, in times past, it was you belong to a clique, you belong to a group, a sort of fashion denomination. But these days, everything is cool and everything is accepted. There's no one thing that's cool, and that's cool. Millennials were the ones that laid the foundation. You know, the fashion industry back then was like the Wizard of Oz. All the sauce was locked behind a curtain that you would never know, because unless you knew someone who was in the industry. Nowadays, because of the internet and because of social media, all that stuff is more accessible. Millennial style was, a little bit more boring compared to now. It seems like every generation that goes forward is starting younger. The creatives are getting more creative. They're getting more bold. 16, 17-year-olds are going viral in whatever creative space it is, art, music, fashion. Back in the day, you never hit the peak of your career in the creative industry until you were like 30, because you had to learn, you had to get out there, get your name. All these outfits remind me of the 60s. During the hippie era, you had the hippie pants, the headbands, the tambourines, the bandanas, those ponchos. Those were all things seen as new and different. All right, let's talk about fur. This one has made a comeback and has been making a comeback for a lot of years. It's kind of like something that was cool and then just peeked its head out and then went back away into obscurity. And then it kind of turned into something that only your rich aunt would wear. But now there's like 17-year-olds wearing fur vests, or what are those things called with the floppy ears? Those type of hats, fur jackets, fur vests, and even fur boots. Even men are wearing fur boots. Those mohair sweaters that were popular like a couple years ago. That was kind of
Bro, what the hell you got on, boy?
Bro, stop with all that hey man shit, bro.
But that's not it, bro.
It kind of gave me like a shag carpet vibe, even though I do own one myself. When you wear it, it gives off rich, which is the total opposite to what Gen Z is, because majority of Gen Z is broke. I don't even know where these kids get the pieces from. Thrifting is at an all-time high. Like, I'm not paying no retail price for something that's been farted in the triple digits. When it comes to sustainability, all the fashion heads are going to get up in arms about most Gen Z can't even afford the real thing anyway, so getting the faux version is a nice compromise.
The death of hype.
Hype always had a place in fashion, whether that was high fashion, streetwear, but I think it's really safe to say that in the real fashion community, hype has had less of a dominance and less of a role to play, because now I feel like a lot of people are really just going outside the box and wearing what is cool, no matter what the brand label is. I haven't seen an Air Force in months. Insert whatever NPC sneaker you want here. Those are all getting ditched in favor of Sambas, in favor of Birkenstocks, in favor of boots, in favor of vintage boots. It just shows that the maturity level of a generation is growing. Gen Z is exposed to so much online when it comes to fashion. So people are dressing slightly above their age and slightly above their tax bracket too. But these new styles are actually great. It gives smaller brands a chance to, break into the industry, and it gives everybody a fair shot to go viral, because your brand name means a lot less nowadays, and what you create and what you make means a lot more. So now I can say with full confidence that the Y2K era is making its truly and well-deserved comeback. Throughout the years, Y2K has been up and down, and it's not really even an old wave, like an old trend. Like I still saw people, well, I was a kid back then. All right, so the Y2K fashion I'm talking about is the striped polo shirts, those zip jackets, those bootcut jeans with those Prestos. Is that what they're called? Prestos? Mostly only celebrities wore this stuff, right? It wasn't like people used to come full force into high school dripped out in this. Most people in the high school we're just like most people in high school today. They're just wearing what feels comfortable. And, you know, I'm looking at this list here, 21 of the latest Gen Z fashion trends, and it's all this stuff. Like, there needs to be something in the middle between this garbage and Vogue. Not everyone wants to read about Zara's Q3 earnings. They want to hear about new and emerging brands and emerging trends and emerging media and their favorite celebrity and XYZ piece, because that's relatable to them. It's not relatable to hear about the New Guards group and which company they acquired next. Baddie Bose? What? I was talking about sustainability. You know, sustainability is like a buzzword that gets thrown around these days because every single brand has to incorporate it into their brand image so they won't get canceled. Because fashion is one of the industries that really does pollute the environment. Minimalism. But when it comes to minimalism, you're talking about your dress shirts, you're talking about lounge pants, you're talking about loafers, no brands, no large logos. And in 2024, there's a lot of brands that are trying to capitalize off this. Like, here's a few. Me personally, I'm not paying $100 for no blank tee. Before, minimalism used to be seen as something that was lazy, something that your dad would wear, teacher core. You know, and it's good too, because nowadays, your at-home fit can be seen as runway material. You know, I wouldn't say this one is too popular with Gen Z, but it's definitely up there. You know, I, for one, am tired of seeing these being packaged and put in a starter pack on Instagram like they're doing something. What's making a huge impact on Gen Z is just simple accessories. Necklaces, earrings, bracelets, even things like pearls. Before, when you accessorize, you would think of excessive ice, diamonds, gold, Cubans, Rolex. Nowadays, it's seen as something simple, can be just a stainless steel piece, can be seen as something that will complete your wardrobe and complete your outfit. It's giving pieces you wouldn't necessarily see in that specific fabric or that specific area a new approach, whether that's leather boots, whether that's cheetah print, you know, fur on your head. Those things are not typically seen in those areas of your body. When someone has a piece like that on that area of their body, it almost acts as a subtle statement piece. A nice little watch can really go a long way in making your outfit better. Their originality and their thinking outside the box, it's not like anything really seen before. You can't predict it at all. This is truly the first generation where trends really do not matter at all. You can be cool wearing whatever. You really can be comfortable in your own skin wearing whatever you like. Everyone is more inclusive and everyone is more open to different styles. So have fun.